Arches. McDonald's. Very successful, wouldn't you say? Now let's talk about the story of the McDonald brothers. When Dick and Maurice started out in 1934, they were brilliant at day-to-day organization and running their daily business. These brothers could turn out hamburgers, hot dogs. Their business was in California. And they made tons of money. At that time, they were taking a salary of about $50,000 in 1934, a year, each. So they wanted to take their business to the next level. Now, like I said, they were excellent on a day-to-day basis. They were great at what they did on a day-to-day basis. So they wanted to franchise their business, scale it down. They were going to have the shakes and the great hamburgers, as we know. So they decided to franchise. It did not work. Because even though they were successful on a day-to-day basis, they didn't have what it really took to become successful leaders. And when you're a successful leader, leadership is all about influence. And when you influence people, they follow you. They want to be a part of what you do. So those brothers were not able to effectively do that and make that happen. So what they did, they partnered with a guy named Ray Kroc, who was known as a very successful leader, and he could make it happen. So with that partnership, Ray was able to take it to the next level, bring in his influence, and then thus become the franchise as we know today, the Mickey D's franchise. So I shared that story with you to show you that you can be effective on a certain level. You can be successful, just like the McDonald brothers were. They had a certain level of success. On a scale of 1 to 10, they were probably about a 7 or 8 on the success level. And we probably can say ourselves, there's certain things that we can really make it happen. But when you try to take it to the next level, what happens? You kind of go, whoop. That, we need to look at raising one's leadership lid. I'm not saying you want to bring in a Ray Kroc. I'm saying let's look at how we raise our own leadership lid. In order to do that, one must understand where he or she sits today in their leadership. On a scale of 1 to 10, if you're about a 4, know this. You're only going to attract individuals, business owners, who are a 3 and below. Because you will never attract a leader who's stronger than you are. So it's very imperative that we learn how to raise our leadership lid. So let's look at ways to do that. I'm going to talk about 3 characteristics of leadership and qualities that I want to share with you to help you raise your leadership, or consider that. Now, these may not be areas that you may want to work in specifically. You may have already accomplished these areas, but these are the ones I'm going to share today. The first, we're going to talk about that great area of character. We all know what character is, and that's a quality that's extremely important. You know, your actions are the real indicator of your character. What happens when things are not going right? When your back is up against the wall, what type of character do you have? When it's time to step up and say, my fault, I'll take ownership from that, what do? Because you want to be able to say, and sometimes you win, and sometimes you don't lose, you learn. See, when you learn to learn, you become a winner. You take it to the next level with your character. Character brings lasting success with people. Wouldn't you say? When you're always stepping up and doing the right thing, it brings lasting character. When you can say, I'm at fault for that. Because you know, life is not about always being right. things that you want to work on is your character. Secondly, would be your focus. How's your focus? When it comes to accomplishment, how can you achieve that what you want? Do you always look at, I'm here? No. Let's look at the end result. We'll always begin with the end in mind. We've learned that. Begin with the end in mind. See the big picture. Focus in. When you learn to focus and you've decided that's what you're going to accomplish, the universe will move on your behalf. And I would say my Heavenly Father will move and make some things shift in the earth for you. And you'll be amazed. Once you make your focus up, I don't care what it is, you will accomplish that. So learn to make sure your focus is there. Your focus needs to be strong. The key is setting your priorities and to make sure that you're concentrating on whatever you want to accomplish. And the last bit I want to share with you is around communication. We're all here today to be better leaders, better speakers, and we do this in Toastmasters. I've been a part of Toastmasters since 1989. Not the entire time have I taken advantage of all the benefits of Toastmasters, but I see it for what it is. I've learned to look at the end result, and then I came back here and accomplished anything that I want to do through Toastmasters. So communication is very important. We're here to improve our communications. So you want to make sure that each and every individual that you touch, it's not all about you and your story, but learn where they are, how to communicate on their level. Learn their needs, what they need, and communicate on their level. Know your strengths, learn their strengths, and how they fit in your organization, and you all can work together. So I shared with you some of the great qualities of a great leader. We've talked about that lid and how to raise that lid by looking at your character, examining your character. We talked about the focus in the communications, the key important areas that you want to strengthen yourself as you unleash that giant. And let me tell you, that giant will start coming up out of you. Whatever you want to accomplish, you can do. And you probably already realized that. That's why you're here today. So I'll leave you with that. If there's a giant locked up inside, loose it. Take off the chains and become who you want to be. Because who wants to die with their dreams inside? You can find more dreams in the graveyard than any other place in life. So dream big, unleash who you are, raise your leadership leader, and you will become more than you are today.